Well, good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Today we have just a short, kind of amusing, kind of shocking little discussion. Not even a discussion. I'm going to read a letter to you. This letter is from Sarah Boone, and it is addressed to Mr. Michael Kranick. Yeah. That would be the judge on her case that recently gave her life. This letter was penned on December the 6th, 2024. It was received by Tiffany Russell, the clerk, Circuit Court of Orange County, Florida, on December the 11th, 2024 at 12:50 p.m. And it has been posted online for our viewing pleasure. So here we go. I guess I can share it. Hold on. Let me share it so that everybody can read along. She is the most curious person, truly curious person. Just amazing the way her mind works. All right. Remember what I said, histrionic personality disorder. She lacks the ability, and there's narcissism thrown in as well, but she's really the thing that gives her that peculiar, unusual kind of presentation. She's just eat up with histrionic personality disorder. So you'll see she does not have the ability to learn. Her identity is too invested in this, and this is actually fairly amusing. All right. Or maybe it's disturbing. For some people, it may be really upsetting. I'm sure for Jorge's family, it's devastating, and I'm sad about that. But whew, Sarah is a different kind of a person. Dear Mr. Michael Kranick, notice she doesn't say judge or your honor, those titles of respect that you're supposed to use. Mr. Michael Kranick, I am enclosing, please. I don't know what she says there. I am enclosing, please, hey, complete statement to you and the world as I partially read during my sentence hearing. By my reserving particular parts of my very true and meaningful statement. I was hoping to have been graced with your forgiveness, understanding, and consideration in any level or degree. For me, unfortunately, and regardless of whom I had speak on my behalf, or the number of your ignorant mind was already made up. And she underlined the word ignorant just to send home the point that she is not happy with Judge Kranick. By your clear error, again underlined, and full-blown unfair bias against me since your involvement in my crucible case as a whole, I have been unsuccessful in receiving anything from you as a supposed fair or neutral judge, except for your wish that I spend the rest of my life in prison. The perpetual victim. Please know and always remember, Mr. Kranick, I forgive you. She forgave everyone. Like, she got up on the stand during her statement. She just forgave anyone and everyone. Oh, she forgave Jorge. So I guess, he died and in her mind sent her to prison. Still and sincerely, please understand also the judge, according to Cicero, is never to lose sight that he is simply a man and that he cannot exceed the power given to him by his commission. That not only power, but public confidence has been given to him that he ought always very seriously to attend not to his wishes, but to the requisitions of law, of justice, and of religion. I am excited in my appeal, which speaks for itself. My case law as well, in which I'm extremely proud to have achieved and will continue doing so now that I am no longer in your corrupt court and free from your malevolent judicial grip. She is, she is really something. Sarah Boone versus State of Florida, that was her court case. I also have added to my statement, as a result of your blindness and impartiality. Are you sure you want to say impartiality? I think she meant the exact opposite. As a result of your blindness and impartiality, foremost, your disgust in me as being an outspoken woman, determined defendant, and proactive client, hoping the next time you put on your listening ears and do not unfairly oppress the next, as you have so blatantly done to me. She is literally speaking to the judge like he is a child and like he does not know the law. She is filled to the brim with arrogance and she is completely guided by emotion. She has no kind of rational thought, logical thought in her head at all. She is 100% being guided by emotion. It has not occurred to her, not for one moment, that her attorney is filing appeals on her behalf. And this letter that Tiffany Russell put into the official communications, that's going to become a part of her appellate record. Unbelievable. The girl, she is 15 years old in her mind. She's stomping her foot. This is a letter where she's standing in front of the judge being surrogate for mommy or daddy, and she's stomping her foot, and she's saying, but I want to go spend the night. All the other girls get to go spend the night. Why can't I go spend the night? This is not fair. Why do you treat me this way always? You never think about me. It's not right. It's wrong. She literally has no idea in her mind right now, as she writes this letter, that this is a grown-up game. That she is not a teenager fighting to get her mom to change her mind. She has no idea. None. And by the appellate process, she is saying in this letter, she is saying to the judge, well, if you won't do what I want you to do, I'll just go ask mom. You're a bad daddy, and I'm going to go ask mom because mom is going to see that you're bad, and then you'll be sorry, Buster. That's right. My appellate case, the appellate court, they're going to listen to me, and you didn't. They're going to listen to me, and they're going to tell me that I'm right. You're going to be wrong. Then you'll be sorry. That's what she's saying to this judge. It is shocking. So she says, I also have added to my new statement, as a result of your blindness and impartiality, foremost your disgust in me as being an outspoken woman, determined defendant, and proactive client, hoping the next time you put on your listening ears and do not unfairly oppress the next, as you have so blatantly done to me. You will never admit your many judicial errors, nor will the prosecutors theirs. And I will never admit to what you have wrongfully accused me of and judged me as. Well, I mean, there was that recording, Sarah. I am not a murderer. I am a survivor. And there you have it. The world according to Sarah Boone. Sarah, you're going to meet a lot of nice ladies that grew up the way we did, not just drinking from the house. We had BB gun fights, only 3 pumps because we were not savages. She's about to find out about the real deal. She's about to find out that mouth of hers is not going to get her out of every little pickle she finds herself in. But this, to me, obviously it's amusing because she's just so detached from reality. She has such an inflated sense of who she is and the power in the world. It's easy to see. I mean, this is a sad testament. But as you read this letter, considering she's just been given life in prison, right? It's easy to see how let's just call it what it appears to be. It seems to be a personality disorder. Obviously, I don't know her. I haven't evaluated her. I can't say, yes, she has a personality disorder. But let's just pretend that perhaps this is a real personality or 2 or 3 or 4. And you can see how a true personality disorder can really exert a lot of negative influence on a person's life. You know what I mean? Like, as you read through this letter, she really does believe that she is righteous. She is seeing herself as some kind of Joan of Arc that has been burnt on the stake. She believes this in the very depth of her soul. She believes this. And I read all the other letters. I saw all the other nonsense. But part of me kept thinking, is this manipulation? Like, is she trying to, maybe somehow she's trying to make the judge slip up in terms of her civil rights? Or, I kept thinking there was like a intelligent type of high IQ goal, right? That she had somehow perceived a solution that none of us would have seen. And I kept thinking, maybe she's up to something. Maybe she's got a goal in mind here. Oh, no. This seals the deal for me. This looks like just a very severe, deeply ingrained personality disorder. And she is actually to the level that she is delusional. This letter this is the words of a delusional child. If you go back to the beginning, she says, let me start. I am enclosing, please, my complete statement to you and the world as I partially read during my sentencing hearing. By my reserving particular parts of my very true and meaningful statement, I was hoping to have been graced with your forgiveness on any level or degree. Unfortunately, and regardless of whomever spoke on my behalf or the number of people who spoke on my behalf, your ignorant mind was already made up. By your clear error and full-blown unfair bias against me, since your involvement in my crucible case as a whole, I have been unsuccessful in receiving anything from you as a supposed fair and neutral judge except for your wish that I spend the rest of my life in prison. Maybe she'll take a punctuation class with all those years that she has available to her, because it is very difficult to read her writing. Please know and always remember, Mr. Kranick, I forgive you. Still and sincerely, please understand also the judge, according to Cicero, is never to lose sight that he is simply a man. So she's putting him down. She's calling him names. She's dehumanizing him. She's questioning his professional ability. And then she is schooling him. She is using Cicero as a quotation from Cicero, as if this man who is a judge doesn't know this. And she's using that to lecture him. There's about 4 different personality disorders right here in this front page that you could say, there's a diagnostic. Yeah, there's one. There's a data point. Yeah. It's really unbelievable. And so as I read it, I was like, no, she never had a plan. She is forever a 15-year-old child who's trying to prove to anyone that will listen to her that she is smart and that she is worthy and that she is accomplished and that she's better than others. Every minute of her day, I think if she were to go through a McDonald's drive-through window and somebody said, hey, you want a straw for your Coke, I think she would give a dissertation on the difference between, ma'am, I did not order a Coke. I ordered a Sprite. Let me tell you the differences between them. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. And coming from her family, I do think there was a lot of abandonment in her childhood. I think there must have been a lot of victimization. The reason I say that is because she has a brother who's a convicted pedophile. So you have to ask yourself, how do you end up 3 kids and 2 of them have very, very, very serious psychiatric problems? Well, probably trauma. So it's a little bit shocking and amusing to read it and think, wow, this girl has really got some audacious behavior and audacious beliefs. The narcissism is so easy to see, but the histrionic stuff is just dripping with histrionics. So I don't know. I feel kind of sad for her. I don't know why, because she's perfectly happy right now. Please believe me. Right now, she's sitting in a jail, having her breakfast, feeling like she's being waited on. She has absolutely, I believe this, trust me, I believe she has absolutely made a collection of inmates that are doing her bidding. She is going to sit there like Queen Bee, and she's going to be, she's going to have like 30 Renfros that are going to be running around doing whatever she asks them to do. True. So don't get too heartbroken about old Sarah. She's going to be just fine. She is in fact a survivor, and believe that, because this is the kind of person that no matter where she goes, no matter what ends up happening to her, she can convince herself that she is doing super, that she is the smartest person in the room, that the only reason people have done things to punish her is simply because they don't like her. They don't like her because she's a woman. They don't like her because she's smarter than them. They don't like her because she's prettier than that. She will have a million different reasons that she tells herself why this person is victimizing her. I mean, I feel sorry for her because this is such a clear example where her personality disorder just put the coffin in her own life. She definitely killed Jorge, and she definitely recorded it. And yet she says, oh, well, the reason that I got convicted and the reason that I'm going to jail for the rest of my life is because Judge Cranick doesn't like me. I'm a strong, proud woman. And I advocate for myself. And he doesn't like it. If I was a man, then he would have treated me much differently. And I'm willing to bear this burden. I'm willing to be every woman in the world and bear the burdens of misogyny. I'm sorry, Judge Cranick, that you're so ignorant. Let me tell you about a wonderful man named Cicero. It's just so silly. In total, it's a 28-page letter. And, you know, I read to you the first and second page, but then she includes handwritten. I don't know why. She actually includes portions of her actual statement. But I'm talking about the appeal. I don't know why she hand wrote. I don't know why she did that. It's a document. It's a legal document. But anyway, for taking my car, driving drunk with my debit card to buy more alcohol while I slept, even after I kindly explained the importance of my car to my son, to school, so that I could take my son to school, me to work. She has not worked in years. The woman has not had a job in years. Like, what are you talking about, Sarah? You weren't working at all. She said to take my son to school and me to work, and that is wrong. That is, she likes to try to pretend that she's very educated. That's right. It would be, and to take him to his batterers intervention classes and probation officer meetings, when I would be forced to sit for hours in the parking lot waiting for him. Why were you forced? Why are you presenting yourself as a martyr? Just go home. He can get on the bus. He can get a taxi and get an Uber. You don't have to sit there. And you didn't sit there. That's the other thing. Who believes, sincerely, who believes that Sarah, being the little martyr that she is, sat in the parking lot for hours out of the goodness of her heart? That did not happen. Not true. For causing me so much trauma and pain, mentally, physically, emotionally, I had to be hospitalized more than once. And they got the good drugs at the hospital, Sarah. We didn't know that. You go into the hospital for all of this emotional trauma, then you get those cool little, pills, right? For destroying my reputation, Jorge destroyed Sarah's reputation. It wasn't the gallon of vodka every night. It wasn't the 2 boxes of wine every day. That's not what destroyed a reputation, people. It was Jorge. For destroying my reputation and integrity, for my M for murder, Scarlet Letter. Golly, this girl. Not letting me feel safe to live, to talk to other people, spend time with my son, have a job, friendships, to go to the bathroom with the door closed, or to sleep soundly or comfortably. I forgive Jorge for lying, for him trying so many times to end me with his terrifying love. And yet it was Jorge that we saw cringing in a fetal position on the floor. So who thinks that Sarah was the real terrorist? I mean, all you got to do is listen to this letter that she writes to the judge where she calls him ignorant and schools him through Cicero. And you ask yourself, do I want to live with Sarah Boone? It's crazy. So this is her statement that she read, you know, in the courtroom. All of her siblings, including Errol Torres, who is now on his way to prison for stabbing the mother of their baby in the side of the head, and everyone who knows what Jorge was doing to me, sometimes how and when, but allowed and enabled, I forgive them for caring too late. Jesus. Do you hear the drama? That's the histrionic. The big drama, the big flowery flowing. Well, I'm living in an opera, not just living somewhere in, you know, Orlando, Florida. I hope they all ask themselves while quiet and comfortable in bed at night this uneasy question. Sarah, the question is not uneasy. The question is not an animal or human. The question is just words, marks on paper. It doesn't have an emotion. So I think the question is okay. What could I have done to stop this from happening to both of them? And after all the time Sarah tried by asking for help, God bless Sarah from all of us. And so many times she pleaded for sanctuary. It's so goofy. What else did she say? Another great contributor of my gold is social media. Oh, yeah. This is when she was talking about that you take gold to repair the broken pottery, and then that gives it its character and its own beauty, right? So she's going through all the people that have wronged her, and that includes me and you. Prepare yourself, Cinnamon, okay? You have put some gold on Sarah's pot. Another great contributor of my gold is social media with its greed, insensitivity, deception, obvious exploitation, and advantageous gain from my something case as a whole. What does it say? From my, is that supposed to be criminal? I think it's supposed to be criminal. Gain from my criminal case as a whole, and for, here we go, drum roll, sentencing me by anticipation as a result of ignorance and hate conjured and fabricated by the organized crime that is social media. I gotta take a breath. Which condemned me in the court of global public opinion since the beginning. My family, you just thought we were done. My family law case is the new prey, waiting to be picked apart and pillaged from me being made infamous by social media in my criminal case. It seems I cannot forgive and be forgiving or forgiven and moving ahead. She is so extra. Social media. What'd she say? Social media has made me a pariah. It has caused great oppression. I am really sorry about laughing, y'all. It has caused great oppression and undeniable disadvantages, especially by broadcasting and manipulating my cases online. We don't have that power, Sarah. We can't do that. All we're doing is talking about what you do. Like right now, I'm laughing as I'm reading this, but you did it. You wrote this. Yeah, it's not me. I'm not creating the problem. You created the problem. You actually sent this to the judge and you called him ignorant. You said that he doesn't know the law. And then you tried to school him like you do know the law. We didn't do anything. We're just talking about it. Girl, get yourself together. You're taking yourself way too serious. In my criminal case, as a result, my opportunities to be given a fair, proper, and uninfluenced, look at this, successful conclusion. I got to ask you guys, I feel like it was a very, very successful conclusion. If you feel like this was a successful conclusion to the murder of a man, put a 1 in chat. I am perfectly comfortable that this was a successful resolution. How do you guys feel? It's so ridiculous. She says, fair, proper, uninfluenced, successful conclusion was heavily depleted and poisoned. I ain't poisoned. Are you poisoned? I'm feeling good today. I got lots of energy. I forgive them. You almost want to hear church music, right? You can almost see that godlike complex. I forgive them. Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do. Also, all the see, Fox, CNN, ABC, you guys thought y'all were getting out of it. Nope, you're in trouble too. You're in trouble too. All the media tycoons for not having a life of their own. For all the media tycoons for not having a life of their own, trying so desperately to make themselves seem so right by making me appear so wrong. You know, Sarah, that sounds like the lyrics of a song. What is that song? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If being right means living without you, I'd rather live wrong than right. Your mama and daddy say it's a crime. It's downright. Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive my childishness. Okay, I'm in my child role right now. Forgiveness, or what does it say? Forgiveness or prejudgment, ridiculous. Forgiveness, ridiculous theatrics. Oh, wait, she's accusing us of ridiculous theatrics. Forgiveness for prejudgment or IDI, Sarah. I mean, I would think you could spell by now, child. Forgiveness or prejudgment, ridiculous theatrics, lies, making and taking blood money from mine, it should be mine, and other misfortunes. Sarah, you took your unconscious boyfriend and you zipped him up in a suitcase. And as he's pleading for his last breath of life, you made fun of him before going to bed. We didn't do it, Sarah. It wasn't our ridiculous theatrics. They were yours. That's my name. Don't wear it out. You're the one that had trouble. You created blood money. You didn't have a misfortune. Jorge had a misfortune. You created the catastrophe that killed Jorge. You did. Not we didn't do it. The Rupert Murdoch didn't do it. She's a trip. It's all over their hands. Uh-oh. those dirty, nasty keyboards. Keep your keyboards clean, everyone. Okay. And even after all that's been said and done, theorized, hypothesized, scrutinized, and blasphemed, still, no one really knows me. That's what these letters are. These letters are Sarah's attempt to convince you that she's a great person. That's all she cares about. She doesn't care that she is going to spend the rest of her life in prison. She only wants you guys to accept her. That's all she wants. She just wants to be the popular girl. Popular. I want to be popular. Blasphemed, Callie. Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. As they crucify me on the cross of public opinion. All right. I'm afraid I have a little bit of histrionics in myself. All right. Okay. What do you want to do? Do you want me to come back later on and read the whole thing, or should we move on to some other story? Because I do have to go. This was a short little video. I just couldn't believe the letter where she addressed the judge directly. But I'm certainly happy to come back and go ahead and read the whole 28 pages. I mean, it's kind of fun, right? It's kind of a good time in a sick, sad kind of way. I got a new computer. Got me a new computer that is touchscreen once again. And so I'm really excited because now I'll be able to like zoom in on little things like the big bellied green hoodie in the top of the screen. So we'll also be looking at that. Did the judge address her letter? No, April, he has not. And to be fair, the letter was only just signed into the court yesterday, like afternoon. So, maybe he hasn't read it yet, but maybe he's listening to us and he's laughing along with us. My guess is he's probably highly amused by the letter. That would be my guess. And I would hope that he would take the letter home and read it to his wife so they could laugh together, would be my hope. She killed a man. We have to remember that. She killed a man. And she is incapable of owning it, what she did. Yeah, it's really heartbreaking. I mean, I'm laughing at the shallowness of the letter and such, but beneath all of that nonsense, it's absolutely horrifying to imagine what Jorge experienced in his last moments. It's horrifying. Oh no, Callie. Jorge had zero worth to her. I mean, I really don't think if we had an opportunity to have a conversation with Sarah, I think that we would learn she doesn't value anyone. Even the dogs, the two little dogs that she had, even those dogs were simply a tool to say, look at what a great person Sarah is. She didn't just say, I have two little dogs, did she? It was always, have two little dogs, and they're little dogs that no one else in the whole wide world would ever want. They're blind and they're deaf. And I sacrificed because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a godly person and I only think of others. I martyr myself. I'm on the earth to make life better for others, including non-humans. I tend to these little dogs. She didn't have to do all that. She could have just said, I have 2 little dogs. Or you could say, my 2 dogs are in the back and I'm worried because they can't really take care of themselves. Can we bring them into the house, put them in the bathroom? Right? Something like that. It is exactly like being buried alive, Cinnamon. Exactly. It's a horrifying thought. But if we had an opportunity to talk to this chick, you would be shocked. She does not see a single human being. Every single thing that she sees is simply an opportunity. How can I use this person? How can I take advantage of these 2 little dogs? How can I take advantage of this poor guy with severe alcoholism? That's all she was doing. And never forget, in the words of fractured fairy tales, copious thesaurus abusive mentis. All right, I gotta go. How can we improve on that, eggs, that I ask you? All right, I'll be back later this evening, and we'll go ahead and read the whole letter. And if you get irritated because we're talking about true crime and someone gets tickled and starts laughing, you probably don't want to listen. I can't help it. I'm not forgetting about Jorge. I am horrified what that man went through. My heart is broken for his family. I just can't. It's a nightmare. It's a real life nightmare. Like Cinnamon said, it's like being buried alive. It's just, and then to hear her taunting, that's my name, don't wear it out. She's monster. She's a monster. But the letter, it is so exemplary for why she is a monster. That this potential personality disorder is so deep and it's so ingrained that she is delusional. She is delusional that she is a martyr, that she is a perpetual victim, and that she is in fact special. And she just has to keep proclaiming that until all of us nincompoops finally realize, wow, Sarah's so much smarter than we are. How did we miss that? She really believes that. She is malignant. Yeah, I totally agree, Callie. This is the malignant narcissist. This is what you hear of. And you know, psychologists get up on the stand and they talk about these things. And they say, well, there was abuse in childhood and this interfered with development and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that the abuse happened. I'm sorry that you were mistreated. And I'm sorry that you didn't get a fair shake in childhood. You were certainly entitled to that, but you also did not have to become a monster. And whether or not you know you're a monster, once you prove that you are capable of monstrous acts, then society needs to be protected from you. That's the truth. So a lot of people come and they'll say, I can't believe you're laughing. What kind of psychologist are you? You're a horrible person. No, I'm not a horrible person. I am horrified by the acts that she took that ended up in a nightmare death of a guy that had every right to be valued and loved. Why aren't you feeling bad for him? The reality is there's a lot to learn from these letters that she sends, because it gives you a picture, it gives you insight how people can get to a point that they can zip someone up in the suitcase and leave it there. She could do that because she didn't value him as a human being. She apparently doesn't value Judge Cranick or ABC or me and you. She doesn't value anyone. It's her, everything she does is, what can I get for Sarah? And I wish one of the jailers would come forward and sort of tell what Sarah's doing in jail, because I promise you, she has got young women surrounding her, thinking sure that she is so great and so awesome, and she has them all doing her bidding. Mark my words. That's the dynamic. That's what's going to happen. I mean, there's a reason that Sarah didn't particularly really act like she wanted to get out of jail. Didn't she almost kind of act like she was almost like enjoying all the attention? So yeah, she'll never drink alcohol again. She'll never have to worry about food. She'll never have to worry about a place to sleep. All her needs are taken care of now. And she's going to get to be officially the smartest person in the room. And that's all she's ever wanted. All right, I got to go. I will return. And the next time I come back, we'll do the whole letter. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. But if you don't, just don't forget where we're at. See you later. Bye.